All right, in section 1.2, problem number 33, we're given this figure to find the interior angles A, B, and C. So we're given theta, but theta is not one of those interior angles. So I want to do a quick geometry review before we jump into this. So let me use a black pen for that review. So we have the triangle sum, that the three interior angles is 180 degrees, and we learned that in class. And you may remember from geometry. Let's see here. And we also know a straight angle. We learned this in class too. This is a straight angle right here. So that means that that little angle A, let's call that little angle A, plus theta also equals 180 degrees, because that's a straight angle. So let me just write the reasoning right there. So this is the triangle sum theorem, and this one is a straight angle. So that's two things we learned in class earlier. But now if you'll notice, this guy must be equal to that guy, since when I add them to A, it equals 180. So that gives me that B plus C equals theta. And that is a theorem that we get in geometry about the exterior angle is equal to the sum of the opposite interior angles. So this is a theorem that we have in geometry that you may recognize. Okay, so once you recall that, we're going to use this fact to solve this. So the first step is to just to remember that geometry theorem. So that was step one. Okay, step two would be to solve for x. So I'm going to use that theorem to solve for x. So let's make B blue and let's do green for C and purple for theta. And B is, whoops, sorry, wrong pen. Good. Okay, B is 2x plus 10 C is 72, and theta is 4x plus 10. And those are all degrees. I guess I'll keep my parentheses around that. So when I add B and C together, I get theta. Now look at these parentheses. On the right side, there's nothing else going on the right side except what's inside the parentheses. So those parentheses really aren't necessary. So I'm going to go ahead and just drop those parentheses. And on the left side, the only thing happening outside the parentheses is the plus sign. So if I go to do my order of operation at PEMDAS, I find that that the parentheses aren't going to help me at all, because addition is associative, so it doesn't matter if I move them around or get rid of them completely. So I'm going to rewrite this now without the parentheses. Okay, then it's a matter of combining my like terms and solving for x. So to get my like terms together, I think it's easier to subtract the smaller number from the big. So I'm going to take away 2x from both sides. So I'm left with 2x on the right and no x's on the left. And to combine the constants, I will get the constants on the left since I got the x's on the right. So I'll get all the constants on the left. So I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. And then I'm left with 72 on the left and 2x on the right. And then solving for x, I get, dividing both sides by 2, I get 36. So now I have an x, and I'm going to plug that in to the numbers I have for A and B and C. I'm actually going to pause this. I'm just going to turn that into black, the x into black, so that I can keep the blue for B. So I can keep this color-coded. Okay, so let's solve for B and C first. A is a little more complicated because it's either a straight angle with theta or it's going to be using the triangle sum theorem. So let's start with B and C. Those are kind of straightforward. For B, I have 2x plus 10, and I have now that x equals 36. So plug in that 36 for x, and that gives me that B equals 72 plus 10, which is 82. And I'll remember that's degrees. And then for C, we're given C equals 72, so that was an easy one, 72 degrees. Don't have to do any calculating for that one. And then I can find A, which I guess I don't have a color for A. I don't know. I guess he was orange for A. So A equals 180 degrees minus the B and the C. So I'll add those together first and then subtract it from 180. So 180 degrees minus B and C together is 82 plus 72 degrees, which is 154. Yeah, 154. That should be a minus sign, not equals. Which means that A must be 26 degrees. So there's my final answer for A, B, and C.